So I'm going to show you how I do hair removal using Photoshop. Um, my favorite way to do it is to use the patch tool, and you can see my settings up here. I use uh, I whenever I use my patch, I always keep it at a 5 diffusion. I don't know. You play around with these settings and see what works best for you. But so what we're going to do is duplicate earlier. And then what I will do is go like with the easiest section. So this right here is going to be pretty simple. And I work in small sections and I drag them to either side. So I will just alternate. Um, and I find that this gives me the most natural, um, natural look when I'm done. Like you can't even tell. So now that I'm talking, I'm kind of losing track of which side I'm bringing it to. So there's no like set way, set length or whatever. I'm just working in small sections, going left and right. Sometimes I lose track and do two rights and two lefts, but basically when it's on the skin like this, and even if it's out in more of an out of focus area, this technique works pretty well. Um, so let's see, try, that's good. So then you can see, there it is, and now it's gone. And if you see any pixels that are sort of, you know, I don't know, you can go as crazy as you want with this, I guess. But really, once you zoom out, you're not really going to notice. I'm just trying to get this out. So on areas where you're at this hard contrast edge, I use my um, clone stamp, and I like to keep my hardness around 40 when I'm working on sort of a hard edge like this. And you can see I just stamped that. So whenever I'm gonna go back to my patch, and I just work in tiny, tiny sections around the eyelashes or any sort of area where the hair overlaps other hair. Um, you really have to do this or else you will see those pixels kind of block out. Um, and honestly, this is one of my major things that I have learned over the years doing photo shoots is watch for hair, because it is such a tedious process to edit out. And as you can see, I'm kind of just dragging. So I'm kind of um letting my eyes go out of focus here. And content aware does work. Um gah, in some of this more dense, oh my gosh, accidentally deleted that. So content aware does work when you're in more of this dense kind of dark hair. But you can't be on a duplicate layer. You have to be on your background layer. So for the sake of this tutorial, I did that. Another thing that I kind of have learned, you don't have to duplicate your layers. I always just work on my background layer. I know that used to be a big no-no, but since I started working with so much content aware um, in my retouching, I yeah, so I think that's as far as I'm going to go with that here. So let's just, well, I take that back. I'm going to do that, but okay, let's go ahead and do the whole thing. So, um, yeah, I would show you how I do content aware, and I will in just a sec. Again, you don't have to be super precise. If I see, like, I kind of keep an eye on the pixels when I'm um doing my patches to make sure I don't have any like white, how the pixels sometimes shift. And then I'll go in and clean up with content aware after I'm done with this, with the patch. And you get such a clean hair removal this way. It is tedious, and um, I don't know if I completed my thought, but this is one thing that I've really started doing, paying attention to when I'm doing photo shoots, is hair, making sure you don't have hair, especially over the eyelashes, you know. Um, so yeah, you can see some, what is that? So there is our hair removed. Now, the glasses, I would use the same exact technique, and I might have to go in with my a couple other tools just to get, you know, to get it to look exact. Content aware has been really nice on these areas. Actually, let's just do this. Flatten, Control Shift E is a way that you can merge all your layers. So let's just go in here. And I'm going to do content aware here and show you that. See how it's not always the best. Like, I'm just so particular with my retouching, and that's why it takes me forever to get through photos. But also, yeah. So let's try a combination of both. Patch and content aware are like your BFFs when you're doing retouching. I'm not going to go in and clean up every hair, but I'm just doing the ones that are really drawing the eye away from, the main subject. I think that's good. So like this one right here, yeah, content aware works really well when you're out in the out of focus area. And actually, let me show you. So if you use your patch and then you hit delete, it'll bring up this, uh, these things. So I have it set to content aware, blend mode, normal opacity 100. So that's what I do. Or that's what I have it set on now. You can obviously play with those and get it to work how you want it. Now, when we're talking about these like little bokeh spots, I have to use a combination of the clone stamp and content aware and patch. Sometimes it depends on, it depends on the portrait. But see, content aware did really pretty well. It made that a bit too light, and always, if you're doing hair removal, obviously you're zoomed in, so always zoom out, and that'll help you to develop the eye for that. But yeah, so patch, work in small sections, left and right, and then yeah. So you can see here we have multiple shades of the blue we're trying to preserve. This is just what I have found through all of my years on, doing retouching, that works the best for me. And yeah, maybe it'll be helpful for you too. So I'll just get this one out of here. And then I've also found that moving my canvas is better for me than moving my cursor. I don't know. So then I'll do a combination of both. Like, I'm just constantly using all my tools. I kind of listen to music and zone out, and I kind of like let my eyes blur. And that sounds weird, but that's what I do. So there, you can see. I can't do it before and after because I'm working on my background. Shh, don't tell anyone. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful.